Hi everyone, this is Madhurima and today I'm going to talk about some of the common mistakes and focus areas for PTE writing. I recently appeared for my PTE and I got 90 in my first attempt. I'm going to share my experience on how I prepared some of the focus areas, the apps that I used, and hopefully this will be of some help to you. First, I'm going to talk about some of the tasks that contribute to your PTE writing score. The PT writing section is individually timed and it consists of two tasks. The first one would be summarize written text. In this task, you would be given one paragraph. You are expected to read it, understand it, and then write a summary of it in one single sentence. You can expect about 1 to 3 such questions in your examination, and each would be individually timed for 10 minutes. Use all of this time to write the summary and review it because the remaining time is not going to carry forward to your next question. As per PTE, your summary should be no more than 75 words. As a tip, keep it to 35 to 40 words because beyond this it would be very difficult to write a grammatically correct sentence. Since you need to write only one sentence, start with it with a capital letter, end it with a full stop, make sure that you don't skip it. You would be expected to use connectors. I would say that use coordinating conjunction of fanboys, for, and, nor, but, or, yet, and so. These are easy to use than other conjunctions and the rules are pretty simple. You can search the internet to find the rules of using this and learn it and use it before you start your practice. The second task of PT writing section is the essay. You can expect about 1 to 2 essays in your examination and each would be timed for 20 minutes. Again, use all of this time because the remaining time is not going to carry forward. Make sure that you write a good essay, a cohesive essay, and no grammatical errors, no spelling mistakes. You are expected to write your essay between 200 to 300 words. It's good to keep it to about 250 to 270 words. It would make a good essay. The structure can be the introduction paragraph. You can write 2 paragraphs on the prompt that would be given to you and then write a good conclusion. There are several sites which would tell you about a good structure of an essay. I personally followed E2 language and I found that to be very helpful. So you can choose your own structure. Now, in addition to PT writing section, there are some other sections that contribute to your writing score. For example, the fill in the blanks task from your reading section contributes significantly to your writing score. So make sure that you save enough time to complete this task. I say this because reading section is not individually timed and you have to manage your own time between the various tasks in this section. Now from listening section, there are 3 tasks that contributes to your writing score. Write from dictation, summarize spoken text and spoken fill in the blanks. Again, it is critical that you complete all these tasks because again, listening section is not individually timed and you have to manage your own time. Specifically, write from dictation is a very scoring task and it is the last task of your exam. So save enough time to complete this task and not skip it. Now let's talk about focus areas and common mistakes. The 2 most important focus areas for PTE writing should be grammar and spelling. If you're good with your grammar and if you're not doing spelling mistakes, you should be able to score well in your PTE. As you know that PTE is a software, how would a software identify mistakes? What kind of mistakes it will identify? It will be grammar, grammatical errors and mistakes with your spelling. So if you do that part right, then content is important, but I would not say that it is that critical. So focus more on grammar and spellings when you're preparing. So when you start preparing for your PTE writing, what should be the first step that you should do? One thing is for sure, you should not jump into practice questions and mock exams directly. The first step should be reviewing your grammar rules. Unless you're clear on your grammatical concepts, even if you practice 1,000 questions, it will not do good and you will not be able to improve your PTE scores. It is critical that you understand grammar rules before you begin. So revise your grammar rules before you start with the practice questions. Now I used a software called Grammarly.com. I used the free version to review the text or the essays that I used to write, and it helped me to identify some of the common mistakes, the grammatical errors that I was doing or the spelling mistakes that I was doing. So I was able to identify or see a pattern like where I am going wrong, and I focused to improve on those areas. I will quickly show you how this software works. I went to my Explorer and I typed in Grammarly.com. Now this is the home screen of Grammarly.com, and if you see here you will find an option of text. This is a free version. I am not a part of a paid version, so I will just click on text, and here you see there is an area where you can write your text, and on the right hand side there are different parameters where you will be given some weightage. So let me write a sentence. Now if you see, I wrote everybody at the party were enjoying the food. Now it is asking me to change the verb form, and it will show me what is the error that I am doing. Now it does not agree with the subject verb agreement, because everybody here is a singular pronoun. So that is why were is incorrect and was is the correct form. So similarly, when you are practicing with your summarized written text where there would be compound sentences, you can just paste it here once you are done reviewing. So you can just validate it against this software, and you would know that if there are any kind of errors that is there in your text. Similarly with essays, you can paste your whole essay here, and you will be able to identify if there are any mistakes. Now moving on, some of the common grammatical mistakes that I found that people do or I did were around articles. I saw that my concepts were mostly clear about and, the use of and, when to use and. It is before a word that has a vowel sound, but sometimes what I used to do was I used to miss the article in a sentence. So when I repeatedly did the practice, I was able to identify that this is the most common error that I was doing. So I just found it worth mentioning here that make sure that the concepts of articles is very clear before you begin. For example, I want an apple and a banana. So an with the apple, it starts with a, and a banana starts with consonant, so a. Now I need the packet of chocolates. If I skip the, it would be an incorrect statement. So the use of article or the presence of article is very important in a sentence. And there would be sentences where you don't need an article. For example, apples are red. So no need of articles here. So just what you can do is you can search the internet for the rules around articles. Just go over it once so that you have a good understanding before you begin your practice. The second most common type of errors would be subject verb agreement. As I said before, when I was showing you Grammarly.com, the sentence everybody at the party were or was enjoying the food. So here was is correct because everybody, which is the subject here, is a singular pronoun. So that is why use of was. So there are several rules around subject verb agreement. Again, go to internet and search it before understand the rules and before you begin to practice. The last I would say would be punctuation rules. Comma is a punctuation specifically that we use a lot. So it is I would say good to go over punctuation rules before you start with your practice. For example, I have a basket of apples and I have chocolates. So here I am joining two independent clauses with a coordinating pronoun, coordinating conjunction and that is why if you see just before the and I have placed a comma. So the use of comma is important to separate independent clauses when joined by coordinating conjunctions. So there are some other rules also. Just go over it. There are various sites available. Pick any one that you like. I used e2language.com and e2schools.com. They have good examples and very simple videos. So it worked for me. The second focus area for PTE writing should be spelling. In order to score well in PTE writing, you have to make sure that you're not doing spelling mistakes. When you're practicing with your essays or summarized written text, you have to do that on your laptop and not on pen and paper, because on PTE you would be writing it on a computer, right? And before you practice, you have to make sure that you turn off the autocorrect mode of the software that you are using, whether it is MS Word or any other software. Turning off the autocorrect mode will ensure that the software is not correcting your spellings automatically. This way, when you review, you can identify your spelling mistake and you know where you're going wrong, and you can focus on your weak areas and you can correct them. Next, I'm going to discuss some of the common spelling mistakes that we do. One of the most common thing that we do is the mix up of its with apostrophe s and its. Now, its with apostrophe is a contraction of the word it is or it has, whereas its is a form of possessive is a possessive form of the word it. For example, it's been a year since we last met. Here, it's with apostrophe is it has. It is a contraction of the word it has. It has been a year since we last met. Whereas a car is no good without its wheel. Here, its is more about is talking about the wheels of the car. So it is more of a possessive form of the word it. The next most common mistake is into as in one word or into as neighboring words. Now, into as one word is mostly indicates a kind of transformation or kind of direction, whereas in and to are two different words, neighboring words, which comes in a sentence depending on the context. For example, he walked into the room. Here, into is kind of used as a direction, as a sense of direction. He walked into the room. Whereas I dropped in to say hello. Here, if you write into as in one word, it will be incorrect. So you have to make sure that you understand when to use which one. The next would be the difference between sometime as one word and sometime as two different words. Now, sometime as one word is mostly, it talks about an unspecified period of time. For example, give me a call sometime and we will meet. So here sometime will be used as one word. Whereas sometime when used as two neighboring words, it indicates a span of time. For example, I will take some time to finish that project. If you are not clear on these words and the usage, then just do a Google search and there would be several sites which would explain you with other examples as well. So it's important that such words are not confused in your writing so that you can get the top score. Now the next would be being careful of the words including EI or IE. So this can be very confusing when you're writing, since when we write on computer, we are using softwares that autocorrect our mistakes. We are not paying attention to whether we are writing that correct or not. The software is anyway correcting it. So therefore it is important that you pay attention to these spellings like their, friends, neighbor, and make sure that the use of I and E is correct, the order is correct. The last that I would say is pay attention to words like tomorrow, possessive, or coming, where there can be double letters. For example, in tomorrow, I've seen that sometimes we tend to write TOMMOROW instead of double R. We write a double M. Similarly, possessive includes two double S. So you have to pay attention to such spellings, such words which has like double letters. So make sure that you practice a lot and use the software, use different softwares to speed up your preparation, to help you identify your mistakes. And I wish you all the best for your exam. Thank you for watching this video.